This is the La Contra Band from Analog Wise Pedals, and it has a standby switch. Stay tuned to find out why, and the pedal sounds like this. So let's start with the standby switch, since you are probably wondering about that. That is to warm up a tube inside a pedal. Yes, there's a tube in the La Contra Band. So by turning on the standby, you can warm up the tube before using the pedal, just as you do with a tube amplifier. So there are some NOS, new old stock, germanium transistors feeding into a tube, which is a NOS double triode. So with this pedal you can get the boost sounds, tube overdrive, fuzz, some pretty gnarly, untraditional overdriven tones. If you're looking for something completely normal, I don't think this pedal is for you. This is if you want something special, and special in a good way. So let's hear the pedal, or let's hear my clean tone at first. Today I'm again using my songstress from Shotmaker, and that sounds like this. Pretty innocent. And by the way, we need to look at the knobs as well. But the first knob, the volume, is pretty simple. That's a volume. Gain is gain, also extremely simple. And then we have a bias, where you can starve the germanium transistors in this pedal. So between the gain and the bias knob, that's where you do all the tweaking with this pedal. Sounds, here's a buzzword for you, it sounds vintage. I would say it sounds really vintage, and it sounds very natural, because, you know, saturation in like the analog world, that is not always like perfect and pleasant. This is like, sometimes it's just blown up, but if you go back on the gain a bit, it's more like traditional overdrive, but you can get it to saturate in a really cool way if you want to. I want to try with a down-tuned guitar. Okay, so I want to try to use the clone and boost that into the La Contrabanda without. Okay, so that's really interesting. Let's put the gain right here. And I must say, I'm not sure in what direction we are starving the germanium transistors. Is it by turning it this way or the other way? Because we are getting a lot of cool different tonal options by tweaking this, but it's not like it's more of that when you go in this direction and less of that the other way. It's sort of like up and down. So I'm not sure. Let's try a bit. I think my favorite is in this area. It becomes a bit brighter in this area. It was also cool to put the gain in this area and then stack it with the clone to sort of layer two different overdrive types on top of each other. That was really interesting. And also using the clone in front of it is tightening up the pedal a tiny bit, because this one and other fuzz pedals, even though this is not a traditional fuzz pedal, it's a bit loose in the low end for some stuff. So I find using a pedal like this can tighten it up quite a bit. So it could be nice to see some sort of tone knob on a pedal like this. I mean, I'm not really missing it that much, but I can see maybe that some people will, because I always like to stack pedals together. If there's a character that I'm sort of missing in like a pedal like this, I can always counter that with something else on my pedal board. So it's not a huge miss for me, but that's really the only thing that I can point at with this pedal as being something negative, that the low end is kind of loose, and sometimes you're missing some of the highs that I was getting from using the clone in front of it. But again, this is not your traditional overdrive pedal, so maybe it's just best to keep it like this. And then I was trying to say before my daughter came in the door and gave me a carrot that, yeah, maybe this pedal is supposed to be like that, because it's not your traditional tube screamer. It is something else. So yeah, this is really interesting. Use it. I would suggest at least that you maybe use it together with something else and make your own interesting overdrive saturation sounds, because this is really good for that. So this is the La Contrabanda from Analog Wise Pedals. There will be links down below if you want to get one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.